Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network special interview. Joining me today is a former X Division champion, former Impact Wrestling superstar, currently a free agent. I'm very happy to welcome to the show, Rohit Raju. Rohit, welcome back to the show, man.
What's up, man? What is this, the third time, I think? Is it
Third time.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I always appreciate that.
Thank you. The last two ones were audio. This is the first video one.
Yeah, that's why I think I did audio the first, like, before we started. I was like, I think we always do audio. So, but yeah, video's fine. I mean, I kind of look like a bum, but it's absolutely freezing outside right now, so I'm hoodied up. So
okay, there you go, man. So I mentioned you're a free agent. So first question, how is free agency treating you?
A lot of indies,
Okay.
and some disappointment, I guess you could say. You get up these promotions and they don't hit you back, which is what it is. Luckily, AEW hit me up. They flew me down for Dark, and I've kind of just been going to the shows, just trying to get what I can. They treated me really well, and I don't know where that will go. Hopefully, it'll go somewhere, but I'm going to keep hustling. But yeah, just trying to pick up on my indie shows. Ventured out, did Warrior Wrestling for the first time. Going to be doing Black Label Pro again, which is always something I love to do. This weekend I'm flying out for Midwest All-Star Wrestling. That should be great. Rampage Santana. It's my first time out there. They're flying me out, so I can't wait for that. Of course, AAW and Glory Pro just had a great show at Glory Pro this Sunday. They've been firing in all cylinders as of late. Crowd's been sold out. Hot crowd, great matches. That's been fun. So staying busy.
That's awesome. Now you mentioned Black Label Pro, your opponent Dan the Dad. So what's your opinion on Dan the Dad, and what kind of match can we expect there?
I don't know. It'll be a mix of his style and mine. I love Dan the Dad. I think that gimmick is tremendous.
Yeah.
He's so over with the crowd. He knows how to do everything that he needs to do. Tremendous, man. Like we just actually locked horns in a 6-man tag. Beat him up a little bit, had to show the old man the ropes. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a singles match. We had a singles match before up at Ethan Page's. No, it was Ethan. No, we tangled at Glory Pro, but he wasn't Dan the Dad yet. So yeah, and I know we touched we when he was Dan the Dad at Alpha One, we did touch, but it was like a scramble match. So I'm looking forward to this version of Dan though. So this should be great.
Okay, now you mentioned you made 2 appearances, if I'm not mistaken, of AEW. So how did those appearances come about?
When I announced that I was a free agent, they hit me up and asked me if I wanted to come down and do Dark. I said yes. They flew me out. I had one match the first time I went. I don't think it ever aired, so I don't know what was up with that. And then the other match, I don't know if that'll air or not. But it was just, I think they were just seeing how I operated. They knew who I was. They knew of my work, but I think they just wanted to kind of see me up close. It's cool. It was a really cool experience. I was very grateful and happy to be there and be a part of it. Obviously, I want more. I want anything I can get at the moment. And I feel like it sucks sometimes because you know your worth, and if other people don't or don't want to take a chance on it, it's a hard pill to swallow. So especially in professional wrestling, because there's so many talented people that are unsigned right now, whether they're name value or not. And so you're just all competing and trying to eat off the same plate, and it can be very tough. But it is what it is, man. We just got to keep moving forward.
So any other promotions such as MLW, NWA, has anybody else reached out?
No, I hit him up and I got nothing back. So that was kind of a bummer. I know Myron Reed. He said, hey, man, hit these guys up. And Matt Cardona actually helped out a lot with NWA. But yeah, nobody hit me back up. So it was kind of a bummer. I think I would have loved to do those, especially NWA. I think, man, you get me in front of that podium and just let me go off. I was built for that.
Absolutely.
And that style of wrestling too, I would really love to get a chance and a shot to wrestle there and just have some fun. Same thing, New Japan. I just never heard anything back. So
yeah, one thing I was thinking, I know you have history with Myron Reed, and I know MLW has their free agent open door policy. So I was thinking it would be awesome if Rohit Raju, are you going by Rohit Raju or are you going by Hakeem Zayn?
Nope, Rohit Raju. I made
Okay.
sure I talked to Scott Demore to make sure it was okay. I could still use the name. And I was like,
Okay.
yeah, go ahead and use it. I felt like that had more notoriety than Hakeem, and I felt like I built that up more when I was in Impact. So especially with
Okay.
the X Division run. So yeah, I just wanted to keep that name. I thought it was fitting in a way.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask you one question, but then I went into that other question. But I was saying MLW has a open door free agent policy. I was thinking Myron Reed, the MLW middleweight champion. It would be awesome if you showed up one day and challenged Myron Reed, because I know you guys have history together. You've had fantastic matches. I think you guys would tear it up in MLW.
Hands down, Myron's such a great talent, and I love being in the ring with Myron. Easy stuff. One of my favorite matches of last year was actually my last match of last year, where it was myself versus Myron versus Ace Austin at AAW for the Heritage Championship belt. And there was such a great story built there, and the crowd was electric. And man, we killed it. They were there for everything. It was definitely a pleasure. And one of my favorite matches with, I think, was mine and Myron's one of our first encounters at AAW, and that was when we weren't at the normal spots. We were at like this flea market type place, and man, that match was great. It was one of my favorite matches as well, and it never really got talked about because just there weren't a lot of eyes on it. But man, Myron can go. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's incredible. Like I said, you guys would tear it up in MLW. So, as I mentioned earlier, you're a former X Division champion. Were you happy with your X Division title run?
Yeah, I think it opened up a lot of eyes. That was one of my favorite times in professional wrestling. Impact kind of they took the reins off me and let me go as far as promo work and stuff like that. And I always tell people like they never really had they wanted me to be very traditional Indian, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
when I was X Division champion, I kind of just did my own thing where I wanted to start dressing in the flashy, really gaudy shirts and the shades backstage and just being over the top. And I think that helped my run. And I think when people think X Division, they think of like AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, that style of wrestling where I can, I can go in there and have these matches. But one of my favorite things to do is entertain. So I think the defeat Rohit challenge was fantastic.
Hmm.
Losing to Jordan Grace, but then saying
Yeah,
the title
yeah.
wasn't on the line. It got so much heat. People were so angry, like legit angry. It was fun. And I remember that first they would give me bullet points of what they wanted me to say. And then when I hit the first promo, they're like, all right, just go say what you want. Just,
Hmm.
make sure you get this part in there. So that was really cool that they were comfortable and knew that I would go out there and deliver it. And I had a great run, 120 days. Man, you talk about confidence. I was ready to go. As soon as they put that belt on me, there was no nerves. It was like, it's my time. I've been waiting for this to show everybody and shut a lot of people up. And I felt like I did that. I just think, unfortunately, afterwards, I just got lost in the shuffle. Besides a couple of really good feuds, I just started to get lost in the shuffle towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, you're an incredible talent. I was very happy when you won the X Division Championship. You definitely deserved it. I was kind of hoping for a bit of a longer run, but yeah, the defeat Rohit challenge was fantastic, and I was pissed with the whole Jordan Grace thing. So great stuff, man, great stuff. So, how would you describe your time overall with Impact Wrestling?
Growth. I'd have to say
Okay.
growth because when I got signed, I wasn't, an indie darling. You didn't know who I was. I wasn't a former WWE guy or anything like that. I was just some guy they signed. And it took a lot of eating crap for a long time to finally get the payoff. And the payoff was the X Division Championship belt. And I think I had a lot of standout moments, a lot of stuff with the belt. I think Slammiversary, I stood out real well with my antics. Matches with Jake Something, my feud with Matt Cardona. I think a lot of just standalone matches with Chris Bay, Rocky Romero, Josh Alexander, stuff like that. I think I stood out, or even just my ringside antics if I was managing Shiro or Raj or getting in Chelsea's face and stuff like that. I grew and I loved getting in the ring with guys like TJP, Chris Bay, Jake,
Hmm.
Trey, Josh, Rocky Romero. That was such a treat for me because I
Hmm.
was always been a big fan of his. Finn Juice, but not only getting in the ring with these people, but going toe to toe with them and showing like I can wrestle anybody. Cardona is another one. You know what I mean? And then on the
Yeah.
microphone, I would eat people alive on the mic. There was no comparison there, in my opinion. And I remember when TJ and I had a really serious in-ring promo, and this was before the crowd was there. he goes, man, I knew I had to step up my game on the microphone because you were going to really knock it out of the park. And I think TJ, it was cool that he's, I made him bring out his best, which that made me feel really good because in ring, he made me step up my game, which was, it was a really good time. I loved my time at Impact. I miss all those guys. I miss the atmosphere there. I miss the roster. I miss the matches. Yeah, I nothing bad to say. You know what I mean? I enjoyed my time. The only thing I don't say if it's bad, I do wish they could have. I think they could have done a lot more with me. I wish they had of. Because I would have stepped up and knocked it out. And I do feel like anything they gave me, even if it was like chicken shit, I would turn it into chicken salad and find a way. Just because I loved to take on that challenge and I love to surprise people with like, this might be a throwaway match, but no, I'm going to work my butt off to make sure you remember something from that match. Or like, what, that was a pretty good match. I didn't think it was going to be, but it was. So I felt like I could have had a lot more there, but for whatever reason, they just weren't pulling the trigger on it. So that's how it is. That's how it goes sometimes.
That's okay. You mentioned you would turn chicken shit into chicken salad. The throwback. I hope I got that name right. But
Quincy Cosmos.
Quincy Cosmos. Tell me about Quincy Cosmos. How'd you come up with that character? Who came up with that character?
I think it was one of the writers came up with it. They're like, yeah, we want you to be like this Ziggy Stardust style character or something. Like, oh, this is great. And then they were like, what could we do? We're thinking like bodysuit. And I was like, well, let's how about a wig and the paint? And I was like, what about gloves? What about gold gloves? And I have like this idea of like a gold dust, Stardust, Ziggy Stardust, but like with a British accent of like a really posh, British accent and like a rock star, but it's also like a space alien. And it just, when I went out, I would be practicing the promos at home and the mannerisms and stuff. And I felt like when I went out there, you didn't even know it was me until I took the wig off. And the only reason I took the wig off because I knew it would have fell off. And I felt really good because I know Josh Matthews, that was his first time in the ring in a long time.
Yeah.
And he trusted me to be in there with him. And I felt like we put on a pretty entertaining match. And I thought that was good. I was very proud of that because I knew Josh, he hadn't wrestled in forever. So being able to put it together with him and making it work together, I thought that was, that being my last match there, I tipped my cap to it because I felt like it was an accomplishment and I went out memorable, in a sense. Yeah, maybe you'll forget it, the next time the next one comes out, but I felt like I did something cool there.
Yeah,
that was fun. That was fun.
It was a fun show. So you mentioned that you left on good terms. So could we, in fact, possibly see you back in Impact Wrestling in the future?
You never say never. Who knows?
Okay.
You never say never.
Okay. So if you went back, is there anybody in Impact that you would like to, that you might not have locked horns with, that you like to step in the ring with? I think you might have stepped in the ring with everybody, but there's some new guys there.
Rich Swann, singles match.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's what I want. I've been wanting that forever. And I think Rich Swann, he's such a good baby face, and he's just a tremendous wrestler. And I never got that. We had a spot at AAW that we did in this big scramble match, and man, it was cool. And there was one moment where everybody was down, and Swann and I were both in the ring, and we just kind of looked at each other, and the crowd came up for it. And I was like, there's money here. There's money to be made here with Rich Swann and myself, because it's just a good set of styles, contrastive styles. And Swanee can wrestle anybody. And I feel like that's what I want to do. But to me, guys like Swanee and Eddie Edwards are next level. So I want to be in the ring with them because I want to get better and be on their level sooner or later. And the only way I'm going to do that is by being in the ring with guys like that. And that is one thing that kind of sucks, not being at Impact. I wrestle on the indies a lot more, and a lot of times you're not wrestling guys at that level. You're wrestling guys that you're helping bring up, which is cool. But then it's like, I still have to get to that next level, and in order to get there, I gotta be in the ring with like the Josh Alexanders, the Eddie Edwards, the Rich Swanns, the Rocky Romeros, the Jake somethings, guys like that. So.
Well, you have a big match coming up with Trey Miguel. I think it's for IWR, the U.S. Championship. You cut a great promo on it. You said you're the Green Goblin to Spider Trey, which was great stuff. So tell me about that match and what's it like? How do you feel getting back in the ring with Trey Miguel?
I can't wait, to be honest. And man, what a lot! I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to that promo. I'm gonna put it over. I said, I'm the Green Goblin to your Spider Tray, and the U.S. title's Aunt May because I'm going to take it from you.
That's right. That's right.
I was just like, that's so good. And like, it's like no one sees it. You know what I mean? It blows my mind. Like no one pays attention to that. I thought like, man, that's on a whole different level. You know, I'm going to toot my horn there. I thought it was really great. Just crickets.
I paid attention to it. I paid attention to it, man. Great stuff, man. Great stuff.
I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It's just like, man, they say your talent speaks for itself, but how does your talent speak for itself if no one bothers to listen? So it's like a very frustrating thing sometimes. But I can't wait to get back in the ring with Trey. I talked to Rhino recently. He said that the shows have been really hot. So Trey and I have great history together. One of my favorite opponents to get in the ring with.
Mm-hmm.
Just really good babyface heel stuff right there. And you mix that with the athleticism and the fact that both of us know how to do our stuff and hit our spots and cue that drama. I know we're going to put on some fireworks. I know we're going to put something good together.
Is that match going to be streamed anywhere?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. Okay. A lot of times I have no idea. On most shows I do, I never pay attention to getting streamed live or if it's going to be streamed later. But I don't think that one is. I don't know.
Okay, well, hopefully it is. Looking forward to seeing that match. Hopefully they'll get it on YouTube or something after the match. So back to Impact, Impact AEW partnership. What were your thoughts on that? Were you happy with it? Were you not happy with it? Or did you have any thoughts on it?
I thought it was groundbreaking. I thought it was so cool, having Tony Khan and Kenny Omega and Matt Hardy, all those guys, Christian on Impact. I thought that was so cool. I do wish the Impact guys had a chance to go to AEW to kind of mess around. That was, I think, the one thing there, but it was still cool. Same thing with like New Japan and the stuff they're doing with Ring of Honor right now. That's groundbreaking stuff. And people don't realize that. I see there's so much negativity on the internet. And that's like one of the things I hate most about professional wrestling is like, and, the majority of the fan base is just like, I mean, maybe not. Maybe it's just that small percentage on Twitter, but it's so toxic. And it's like they're never happy and they're always trying to find like something to complain about. Having other wrestling programs work together and it be on TV, that is fantastic. I would have loved to see that back in the day, and especially done right. So I just think it was really cool.
Yeah, cool stuff. But I'm in agreement with you. I kind of wish more Impact guys showed up at AEW. I know I would have loved to see Josh Alexander. Would have loved to see you show up and take somebody out there. But hopefully, I know Tony Khan said the Forbidden Door is going to open again for him soon. So hopefully we'll see some new stuff there. But switching gears, you and Karam are an absolutely fantastic team. I've been a fan of you guys for a long time. You guys always kill it. Always wondered, how did you guys connect them to become a team?
It was funny. We did a show. Our good friend Red Jones put on this show for a school, and his brother was like the principal or something like that. I can't remember. But we put on the show, and he was like, "Hey, you and Karam should team up." And I was like, "Yeah, man, I've been seeing that. Like, I think we'd look well. We just kind of look well together." And he's still green, so I think I could take him under my wing. He's just gonna be awesome. He looks like $1 million, and he's hungry. He wants to know how to work. So I think that'll be great. And I just came up with the name out of the blue, the Hustle and the Muscle. And us together, that first show, it was really cool. And then I remember pitching to Danny Daniels, like, hey, why don't I have Karam as my muscle? And that way it'll give me something to do in AEW. And I wasn't a main guy there yet. And instead, they gave him to MJF, who wasn't with AEW at the time. AEW really wasn't. It was still in its first stages. So he was with MJF, and then MJF signed, and, he left. And that's when they were like, well, let's bring you in, have these promos, and we'll put Karam with you. I'm like, perfect. And we work well together. And Karam is going to be a star, and he's a star already in his own right. He has that look. As soon as you see him, he looks like he's a star. He works like he's a star. He wants to do nothing but be better. So the future is so bright for him. I enjoy working with him. I enjoy tagging with him. Now in Glory Pro, we have Xavier Walker with us too, which adds yet another dynamic. But Karam and I, it's two peas in a pod, man. It just works. It really, really does.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I knocked my microphone there. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. So I don't. This is a bit of a spoiler, but I looked on Rohit Raju cage match, and I see that you and Karam, I called him, I think I pronounced his name wrong earlier. I apologize, but you and Karam were on AEW Dark together. Are they looking at you guys as a team?
No clue. I
Okay.
don't know. Honestly, that is honestly me being there is just square one, and I know they liked, they saw him, they liked him. Who knows? They could team us up. They might not team us up. They might not do anything. We never know with stuff like that. Obviously, I want to work there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want.
Of course.
I want to get signed there. I'm putting in the work, and I feel like I could be different. I'm not. There's a lot of really great professional wrestlers there, and I feel like I'm a great professional wrestler, but I also feel like I'm a great character as well.
Yeah,
and besides a few guys there, I think my promo work is top notch, and I think I can hang with the top guys here too, as far as promo work goes. So I just want my shot and opportunity, and I'm hoping that they'll see it. All I can do is my best, and if they don't see it, or it's hard because they have so many people on their roster already. So it's really like you're just nudging, trying to break through the crowd to get noticed and get a spot. So who knows? It's all about opportunity. It's all about luck of the draw as well. And if something happens, it does. If it doesn't, it'll be a hard pill to swallow. But that's how things go sometimes.
Now, you mentioned there's so much top talent in AEW. Would you be concerned at all if they did sign you that you might get lost in the shuffle? Because I know Kara Hogan signed AEW and she's kind of got lost in the shuffle right now. But would you be worried that I might get lost in the shuffle with the CM Punks and the Bryan Danielsons and the Kenny Omegas that are here?
I would worry about that anywhere now. I do feel like if I felt like at Impact it was a slow burn, but I won people over, especially with the X Division run, especially with finally getting a chance to cut promos and be more of myself. I think anywhere I went, whether it was AEW, WWE, MLW, NWA, New Japan, I think with time and me being me, I have a weird niche audience. I consider myself a cult classic. Like, not a lot of people pay attention, but the people that do know that there's something special there. They get it. So I worry about that anywhere I go, getting lost in the shuffle. But I feel like if I had a fair chance, like when I won the X Division Championship belt, that was a fair chance, and I shined. So I think if I ever get a fair chance, I'll shine. It's just the opportunity and someone willing to give me that chance and give me the ball and let me run. That's the main thing. So,
well, hopefully one day we'll see the All Elite graphic. Rohit Raju is now All Elite, so hopefully we'll get that graphic one day.
hope so.
You definitely deserve it, man, because you're a great talent. Been a fan of yours for a while. Back to Karam for a second. Did you ever recommend him for Impact Wrestling? I always was hoping that he would come to Impact Wrestling, and you guys would have killed it
all the time.
Okay.
I recommended him. I recommended Xavier Walker. I recommended people. They knew who he was. They know exactly who he is. But well, you know what I mean. I wasn't high enough up on the food chain to get that nod, I guess. But they know who Karam is.
Okay, I thought you guys against the Good Brothers would have been just a pure fire match. That would have been great.
Us against anybody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's just, exactly. Like, that's the thing about pro wrestling. Like, you can make anyone a star if you want to. If you say, hey, this person's in the main event, then it's kind of up to them to do what they have to do, which I'm more than comfortable. You know what I mean? But if you continue to push someone in the opposite direction, people are going to think, like, some people will see it like, no, there's something there. They need to do something. And then other people are like, well, this guy sucks because he's losing all the time. Like, even though people are smart, they're still dumb. So they still don't get it. Like, it's very frustrating. But you could push Karam and I to the moon, or you can push Karam and I to the dirt. The thing is, though, we're still going to be doing the same thing. We're still going to be looking sweet while we do it. Yeah. It's just the difference is you push us to the moon, then all of a sudden we're superstars. You give us 5 good wins, then we're money, we're this and that. you give us 5 losses before we even get off our feet, then we're jobbers. And you know what I mean? That's the big difference. It took me a long time to climb out of that hole at Impact. And I climbed out of it. And then I started to get back into it, kind of in a way. But it's like, that's not up to me. That's up to the almighty Booker man and whoever sees fit. So that's what people forget about professional wrestling, because you have a lot of great talent up there. Dolph Ziggler, perfect example of an outstanding wrestler, but people always say he never really got his fair shake. That guy's probably one of the best I've ever seen. He's tremendous. But then if he's not getting, if the pencil is not pushing him, then what are you going to do? What can you say about the guy? Some people will see it. A lot of people will be like, this guy sucks because, no, he don't suck. You just don't see why he's great. You don't see why he's great because whatever that is going on over there is not showing you why he's not great. That's in any wrestling promotion at all. So, and take that how you will. It's not crapping on anybody, but that's just kind of telling it is how it is. You know what I mean? And I don't want to, please don't use that like some clickbait. Rohit says, because sometimes I hate doing these, because you say something and people try to take it out of context. You're like, he's shitting on this or he's crapping on. I'm not. I'm just, that's how it is sometimes in wrestling. It's like you have these tremendous workers who never get the light of day because they are not pushed or they're not giving that opportunity. If you give someone that's good, the opportunity, they're going to shine.
Absolutely, because I always felt you deserved a huge push in Impact Wrestling. Yes, you had the X Division Championship, but I felt you should have held that belt a lot longer. I was kind of hoping you would have had like a 6, 7, 8 month reign as the X Division Champion. I think you deserved it. I mean, you kill it in the ring. You cut a terrific promo. I've been a fan of yours for a long time, so I always felt that you should have got from a fan's perspective, I felt you should have got a bigger push in Impact Wrestling.
I do appreciate that, and I do know my ability and my worth, and I know when it comes to being a complete package. Like I always say, I'm not going to wrestle like Chris Bay. I'm not going to do like those dives and stuff like that. I'll do a dive here and there, but he's so athletic. It's just like, I'm not going to do that better than him, but he's not going to do Rohit better than me. And that's just how it is. And I felt like I checked so many boxes. Given the opportunity, I'll crush it. But I think I proved that in any indie promotion that gives me the opportunity, a microphone, a proper storyline, and good matches, I crush it. When I get heat, like legit heat, when I walk out at certain places, I got that on TV too. You just have to let me do it. And what can you do if someone doesn't let you do it, or they don't give you the opportunity, or they just keep pushing you in one direction? It's the opposite of where you think you should go. Your value kind of diminishes pretty fast.
Absolutely, man. Well, you mentioned New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think you'd be great there. I think you'd be great anywhere. But is there one guy in New Japan Pro Wrestling? If you could face one guy in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now, who would that be?
I'd have to go to Japan because I want to. I love Naito and Tanahashi. Those guys are tremendous. Anybody in New Japan, like the States, I want a one-on-one with David Finlay. Man, I love my encounters with him in the ring. That dude can go. He's just so quick and crisp. I think I'm explosive. He is so explosive, man. He's just so much fun to wrestle, and I would love to just square up with Finlay. I would love to wrestle TJ again in a New Japan ring. I think that would be tremendous as well. And any of their roster, they got a tremendous group of guys over there and overseas as well. It's New Japan. That's top talent. So, and I love to see them when they're in Impact too. I love to see Impact and New Japan working together. I think that's so cool.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, man. Here's a match I would put together if I was the booker. Rohit Raju against Hiromu Takahashi 1-on-1. That would be absolutely fire, man. Pure fire.
I would love to out-cheat. That match would be absolute fire. Or out-cheat Yano. So
Toriano.
I would love to go back and forth with silliness with Yano. So I think that would be awesome as well.
Well, let's hope. Hopefully you get out there. I mean, you'll be great in the Super Juniors. Super Juniors coming up. Love to see you out there. You, like I said, you would thrive anywhere. I'm surprised that promotions aren't kicking your door in to sign you. So it's I thought you would have latched on with somebody by now.
I honestly, I thought that too, but it is what it is. It's kind of salty in a sense, and it's a hard pill. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I'll keep, just gotta keep pushing forward.
Absolutely. You'll wind up somewhere soon. I can feel it, Rohit. So last question, and then we'll wrap this up. What is left for you to accomplish in the world of professional wrestling?
I would still love to go to Impact and win the tag titles and be in the heavyweight scene, world championship stuff. I still feel like there's lots of unfinished business there. I would love to be signed with AEW and just jaw jack on the mic against the MJFs, Chris Jerichos, the CM Punks, and just show the world that I am as good as I say I am. I would love to wrestle in New Japan. I would love to stand in front of a podium in the NWA and cut those old school WTBS 605 promos. I would love to go and create chaos with Myron Reed and MLW. I just want to expand and grow and become the professional wrestler that I believe that I could be. And right now it's really hard because the market is oversaturated with so many good men and women out there. But I think I have a lot to give in-ring wise, and then even when I'm done in-ring, I can be a manager just because I have the gift of gab and the outrageous antics and stuff. So, but it's God willing, the wrestling gods are looking down upon me and will throw me a bone sooner or later. But I'm going to keep hustling for everything. So we'll see.
Okay, and I'll say a prayer to the wrestling gods as well for you. How about that?
I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, Rohit, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we can do this again down the road.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You take care. All right.
Take care, and I wish nothing but the best of luck. And don't worry, you're gonna end up in a major promotion very soon.
Thanks, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.